Good morning, everyone from the Philippines. It is Wednesday morning. It is about 7:30 in the morning. Today, I want to tell you the testimony about how God gave us this house, and then tomorrow I will show you the house. So, my husband and I met here on TikTok. His name is Junie Soul. He is a worshiper. He sings worship on his TikTok. I will link his TikTok below if you want to go and follow him. He does live worship sessions here on TikTok, and his voice is absolutely anointed. We met in March of last year. It was toward the end of March. We did not know at the time that we were going to get married because, of course, we had just met. I was coming out of a very trying time. It was a very hard season in my life that the Lord brought to an end, and He began a new beginning for me. Me and my husband, we started talking every day. We were texting, we were messaging. We were just best friends really quickly. We shared everything with each other. And one of the things that we shared together is that we are both worshipers. We both worship the Lord. I can't sing. I'm going to be honest. I can't sing, but my husband can. But we would always do prayer calls. If he needed prayer, he would call me. If I needed prayer, I would let him know, and he would pray for me. Around June of last year, the Lord started speaking to me that He was going to send me here to the Philippines. And y'all, keep in mind that I have never, ever been on an airplane, okay? I told myself I would never get on an airplane. God takes you out of your comfort zone, though, okay? God takes you out of your comfort zone. So the Lord started speaking to me saying, I'm going to send you to the Philippines. I said, Lord, I've never been on an airplane. And He said He is sending me to the Philippines. And I laughed. The next thing that happened was the Lord reminded me of the story of Sarah and Abraham. He told Abraham that Sarah would have a baby. And Sarah laughed within herself. And the Lord said to Abraham, why does Sarah laugh within herself? And immediately I repented. I said, Lord, I am so sorry. I should not have laughed. But do you know what happened next? We had a laughing session together. Me and the Lord had a laughing session. He said, it's okay, my daughter. The joy of the Lord is your strength. And I just laughed, and I enjoyed that holy moment of laughter with the Lord. Listen, I just want to break in and say this real quick. The Lord is not always serious in prayer. Sometimes He knows that you need that joy. Sometimes He knows you need that laughter. It's okay to laugh with the Lord. It's okay to have that joy in prayer, because the joy of the Lord is our strength. After I repented and we had that holy moment, I said, Lord, I've never been on a plane. If you're going to put me on a plane, at least send me on a test flight, on a practice flight. Before you send me halfway around the world for my first flight, please, Lord, let me go somewhere where I can be on a test flight, a practice flight. And I named 2 people. And within a couple weeks, those 2 people both had purchased plane tickets for me to come to their city and, spend some time with them before I go to the Philippines. And I was like, wow, the Lord answered my prayer. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. One of them did not work out because they had an emergency and they had to move to a different part of the nation. But the other one did work out. And in August of last year, I got on the plane for the first time. And before I got on the plane, I said, Lord, please come on the plane with me. Please sit next to me on the plane. Y'all, when I got on this plane, they let me get on the plane first because I was a first-time flyer. And whenever you're a first-time flyer, whenever they call for the first call, you let the what do you call them? You let the flight attendant know that it's your first time flying, and they'll let you on the plane first. So that's what they did with me. My friend who ordered the tickets, her husband is the one that gave me the instructions about my first time flying, which thank you so much. Y'all really saved my life on this flight. So after I got on the plane, I sat down and I realized nobody is sitting next to me. And I was like, wow, nobody's sitting next to me. I was in the very back of the plane, next to the last seat. And takeoff started. And I was always told, takeoff is worse than actual flying. I was like, okay. So I had gum in my mouth because I was told if you chew gum that you will be able to make it through the flight as takeoff. So that's what I did. I had gum in my mouth. But anyways, so the takeoff started and I closed my eyes and I was praying. I actually have a video of me praying during takeoff and I looked so calm. I was not afraid or anything. Do you know why I was not afraid? Because I had a vision in this time. I had a vision that the Lord was sitting next to me and he was holding my hand. And I just felt so safe, so comfortable. And so when I got to my friend's house, I stayed with her a little bit longer than expected, but it was a great time. I had an absolute great time with her. Then the Lord provided everything that I needed to be able to fly here because I came here as a missionary. I came here to, excuse me, I came here to start a ministry with my husband, which was my best friend at the time. So the Lord sent me here. I met my husband in person. There's actually a video here on TikTok. If you go back a few videos, you'll see the video. Well, actually, I have it pinned on my bio. I have it pinned. If you go to the video right here, it's pinned at the top of my profile, and you'll be able to see the video of us meeting for the first time in person. And then there's the wedding video, and then there's the celebration video. So there's a lot of videos in that one video that my husband filmed himself. I did not film these videos. My husband filmed them himself. So whenever we learned that, when I first got here, we fasted and prayed together because we both had visions that we were going to be married. We both had dreams that we were going to be married. So whenever I got here, we fasted and prayed together. And when we fasted and prayed together, the Lord said, you two are going to be married. I landed October 19th in Manila of last year. We were married January 19th of this year. So that is the story of how we got married. And I just realized this was a testimony video. So that's the first testimony. The second testimony is going to be in part 2.